I want to thank you very much, Ricardo. As you can see, I've changed the background to my presentation. It might be a little premature, but I do have to leave my last message before I head somewhere over there. Um, let me change it back so that I keep this very professional. You know, I'm a little bit of a joker here. So um, I'm going to put back. All right, here we are. So um, I guess I'll just get right into it. After I assumed the presidency a year ago on our 75th anniversary in Miami, I learned very quickly that the strength of the organization is in its membership. The position of president of IAPA is made only successful by those who work to support that position. So naturally, most of my farewell today will be dedicated to thanking those who supported. This journey to presidency has been a great learning experience for me, having started out in media not as a journalist, and quite frankly, with little appreciation for the immense challenges of freedom of the press. It is my then chairman, former IAPA president, Oliver Clark of blessed memory, and the great friends that he had within IAPA who made good work of me getting involved and interested. What worked best for me here was involvement on committees and participation on missions. It was from hearing firsthand from our colleague members about their challenges that I got hooked on the work and the importance of IAPA. Because of this, I am confident that the journey will continue for, as I have witnessed with other presidents, IAPA will always be a part of me. I have really enjoyed leading the internal dialogue among executive committee members, leveraging the wisdom accumulated by the men and women of this organization, most notably Danilo Abia, Raul Kreiselberg, Jaime Mantilla, affectionately known as the elders. We had a frank dialogue on the issues affecting the sustainability of IAPA. These often vibrant discussions where all views contend, and sometimes where consensus is often a long and difficult road to travel, ensured that what was agreed is truly in the best interest of IAPA and its members. When I think back over the year on activities, the following events and persons come to mind. The awards committee. Leonor, your work on one of the most work-intensive committees was exemplary, made only better by the recognition of the 500 journalists and the grand prize for press freedom to the families of the journalists and media workers killed by the coronavirus. The immortal pencils. Ricardo, your idea and follow through of the campaign to reduce impunity surrounding crimes against journalists was a breakthrough moment for IAPA. I can think of no other way to get closer to the emotions of those who have suffered loss of a loved one and think of no better tribute. This is no surprise, however, Ricardo, as overall, you've shown yourself to be an excellent executive director who needs little direction and operates with the greatest efficiency. Your work ethic and commitment was key to any mitigation that we achieved against this pandemic that faces us. SIP Connect, Ernesto Kreiselberg, your continued diligent work with the Press Institute has paid off in spades with the great success and expansion of this program. I said it somewhere else, I don't remember where, but IAPA is in your blood and is better off for having your involvement and commitment. The Chapultepec Index. Maria Elvira, you continue to set the bar in terms of involvement in IAPA. In post-presidency, I'm convinced you've given us much more of your time as before. As much of your time as before. You are an inspiration. Your work with Roberto Pomba on the index, this important tool which has the purpose of tracking countries' efforts to comply with what are appropriate freedom of the press ideals, will serve to distinguish IAPA in the press freedom arena for decades to come. Thanks to the corporate sponsors and individual contributors in Ed and Karen Seaton, as well as Suzanne McClatchy. It has warmed my heart that presidents of Panama and the Dominican Republic have, during this event, signed the Declaration of Chapultepec, from which the Chapultepec Index emanates. As you know, when one starts to mention people, the spiral starts. To the indefatigable, and I think I used this with Maria Elvira, Roberto Rock, your steadfast approach to tackling press freedom issues over the years is proof positive of your immense dedication to IAPA, and I look forward to witnessing your presidency. Jose Roberto, I applaud your yeoman stewardship of the executive committee in a time when many of us, including you, would have been distracted with the coronavirus event unfolding at a time where IAPA needed us the most. Gabriela Vivanco, your involvement and leadership on the membership committee and your deep interest and assertiveness in IAPA displayed beyond that is proof that the succession plan of the elders is assured. Martin Echeverres, your work on modernizing the bylaws with Diana Daniels and the research you have done on copyright issues related to the digital space is very important technical work for the organization. To the Secretariat, that silent force behind IAPA which keeps things going seamlessly with less resource in addition to the new normal from the coronavirus pandemic. Thank you very much. Your understanding, patience, but mostly your commitment is what keeps the wheels of IAPA turning. You are appreciated. Last but not least, one's relationship with translation is built on a trust that the accuracy of that which is conveyed from the speaker. My relationship with Margarita goes beyond that trust to a friendship in a somewhat lonely world dominated by a language which is not your first. I thank you for always making me feel comfortable, your guidance for making me look competent. Having completely gotten myself into trouble, I now pay tribute to all the other members, directors, and officers who have accompanied me on this journey, on this different and yet intensive year. You would have heard that this year wasn't our best financially because of the pandemic. However, I am encouraged by policy decisions taken to clean up the books, as well as the fact that we have a healthy investment balance of over 9.5 million, enough to cover 50 months of operations. I inherited the organization in great shape, and hopefully time will reveal that I left it in great shape despite the challenges and limitations of the global pandemic. To the future President Jorge Canawati of Honduras, I couldn't be more honored to be handing over to you. You were one of Oliver's favorites, and your ascendancy to presidency is fulfillment of a vision he had for IAPA. With you, IAPA and the fight for a free press for this hemisphere is in good hands. Your calm yet firm leadership style is, in my opinion, exactly what IAPA needs for the next year's challenges. The future of IAPA truly depends on igniting the passion of its members to continue keeping the fight for press freedom alive. Through this entire experience, I confirm that little will douse the flame I have in my heart for this organization and its members, as well as the fight for press freedom. It has been a privilege and an honor to serve this organization. I thank you very much.